MVC record.
Good evening, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David Okon. I have been talking about the cost of living crisis for 1 year. I also said I will be continuing to talk about the cost of living going forward, but I also said I will be linking the cost of living with other elements of life. I have been talking about development. I will be talking about development and also culture. Development is the way we live in terms of material existence, and also culture is how we live with each other as human beings. And I have said repeatedly that if we combine development and culture, we will produce an equivalent of development or progress, which is actually stable, which is actually peaceful. The main problem, the cause of the cost of living crisis is because of we don't live peacefully. The government have failed because the government doesn't know how to look after people in Britain and across the globe. That is a cultural failure. It is impacting on development. When we create a lot of wealth in the country, we should also remember that we need to use our wealth to get the British people out of poverty, the European people out of poverty, the Americans, the Asian and Africans out of poverty. Everybody living in the world should get out of poverty. And thank you so much, everyone who has been part of this program. And thank you also YouTube for the opportunity. And those who have been watching the videos, clicking notification bell, sharing and liking, sharing with family and friends, and also with whoever will be interested to watch. I have said in the past, and I have been saying it again, that when we have problems, it is our responsibility to solve the problem. Even if we are children, it is our duty to act responsibly. We can sit back and blame the government for everything, but we can also blame the government and blame ourselves and do nothing. The best thing for us to do is to actually learn to take action, to understand what is happening around us, in our homes, in our communities, in our society. We need to know what the government is doing. We need to know the policy and the politics happening in the country. We need to know how the media operate, how policy are produced. This is what I've been saying it again and again. It is our responsibility. And if there is something wrong going on in your life, if there is something wrong going on in the life of the people you live with, your friends, your family, members of your community, or even the government, you think the government is doing something wrong, then it is actually an opportunity for you to understand how to change the way you live your life, to use every element of society, to use every resource available, money or material, information, or even good relationship or bad relationship. Everything within culture, within development, what we know to be progress, we need to use everything we have to our advantage. It is our responsibility. And if we do the right thing, if you're a young person, and if you're an elderly person, you're man or woman, black or white, rich or poor, we together have a big responsibility to run our life and also to run our society. We have to solve problems. We have to have respect for our lives, to respect other people. And this is the essence of what I have been talking about. This is an opportunity created by the cost of living crisis. Problems and challenges create opportunities. There may be threats but there are always opportunities. There may be other challenges, but there are always a chance to do something new. We are prompted to use our brains to think and also to focus, to concentrate when there is crisis. And it makes us better people. I live in hope for humanity. I live in hope for everything we stand for as human beings. And this is why I am been talking about cost of living and linking the cost of living, taking the opportunity to discuss the wider issue of society. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed before, subscribe to my channel. And we will continue to talk about different things. There are so much to do. And one step at a time. And share this material with family and friends. And do your best. Leave a comment below. Join the conversation and let us talk about our life. Because our life is in our hands. The government is helping. In the United Kingdom where I live, the government is also helping in other parts of the world. But we are increasingly being encouraged by the government to help ourselves. And that's why if you now try to look for public housing, it is challenging. And I have said to the British government and to the government of the rest of the world that there is enough wealth in the world to get everybody in Europe, in America, in Asia, in Africa, to get everyone out of poverty. And this is a possibility. Britain is a big country, can take a leading role, can play a leading role to talk with fellow Europeans and Americans, to talk with Asians, to pay attention to humanity. The issue of poverty creating the cost of living crisis is a problem of failure of policy which should change in favor of the majority of the population of the world, who are, because of the system of capitalism, have been excluded from the wealth of the nations. This is unacceptable because people are to be looked after by the government. The government actually promised to look after the country, to run the country, to use the law of the land, to produce justice, but also to pay attention to culture, education, especially cultural education, where people respect one another. They respect other people, they respect themselves. They respect the property of their own property and property of other people. This is the essence. This is the basic building block of respect. Because there is lack of respect, you find wars in Ukraine. Russia is fighting Ukraine. Ukraine is fighting Russia now because they do not respect each other. Culturally, they are failed. Britain is involved around the world, fighting in the Middle East, in Asia. Israel is fighting Hamas. In Africa, big countries, nation states are fighting one another. It's cultural failure. This should actually change through education. In the long term, in the short term, we need to use every resources we have, including security, law, and policy. And also, we need to start talking about what matters, what we value, and our value system in terms of wealth and other factors of society should revolve around humanity. I have been saying this and I will be saying it again and again. I'm so delighted I've been saying it. Continue watching and bear with and keep on watching and join me in this process. And thank you so much and continue watching. But my hotel, we take an Airbnb. You are experienced with Airbnb. Hotel are more expensive.
25 to City Thameslink Overland Viaduct. To City Thameslink Overland Viaduct.
Welcome to Stratford. Thank you so much for your help. It's so beautiful in Stratford. I've just arrived in Stratford now. This hour, it looks like this hour Stratford looks like. And I thank you so much. I'm late for my program actually. I just arrived now. Stratford looks like. It's a beautiful street from land. It's a garden, some kind of like. actually going across the road to that church. Everybody is probably there now, but I'm extremely late. This is how it looks like in Stratford, East London. That's the bus stop, that is the main center. Thank you so much. Continue watching. I'll be connecting these videos later on. Thank you so much. Bye. Basically, this is the gate to the church. Normally, you should enter from here, but somehow that gate is blocked. These are some of the people coming to the event. There are so many late people, not just me. That's not an excuse to be late for the event. It's a prayer. We're going to start with a prayer, then later on we're going to do an event, community event celebrating the life and also the death of the late John Adelo, Saint John Adelo. His statue is at Westminster. He was an Anglican Archbishop in Africa. So this legacy remains in Westminster in London. His statue is at Westminster Abbey. So if you have time to come to London, if you are actually traveling, go to Westminster Abbey and look for the statue of St. John Adelo home. Trying to talk to some people thinking they were going to the same event as me. But I think they are different people. That is the town hall. Stratford town hall, the whole town hall, I think. They are very ancient buildings. This is a square, that's the church. St. John's Church, where I'm going. This is the garden landscape. Some bicycle, I don't know who owns them, they're just in storage. KFC. Some really nice features of Stratford, East London. It's open market, bank. Hello, how are you? Would you like to talk to my YouTube channel? How are you? You okay? Good, good, good. I'm just talking to these gentlemen. See how people react when you approach them. You talk to them about YouTube channel. This is actually one of the first occasions I'm taking videos and talking to myself to the camera. Thank you for being a party to this, for watching this. These are some of the cars from my community members. We're actually approaching the church now. There are really beautiful building and late, but still trying to get in and join the rest of the people. Thank you so much for your viewing this. Continue watching. I'll be stopping these sections, this segment. We'll be stopping it now. Quite nice. Sorry I'm late this event. Normally I prefer to be early in events, but today I got messed up a bit. A lot happened. Side down. I was late. Thank you. Continue watching. I'm stopping the video here. I'm just going to the church just now. Thank you so much.
Half
tal, lontanango, ujaran
City Thames Link, Holborn Viaduct.
No, no. Outside of the features look like this hotel. I think it's a so clearly. So really interesting lighting. Thank you so much. now waiting for another bus. Take another bus to Stratford. Thank you so much. These are the places of life. Place Royal now in Ilford. Looking for a bus now.
to City Thameslink Coburn Viaduct.
Thank you, welcome again. I'm actually in Ilford, in the town of Ilford, and waiting for the next bus. You can comment below if you know Ilford in East London. I'm going to Stratford now to attend an event, as I have said before. Continue watching. I'm waiting for a bus now. Not very clear because we don't want to take human faces. Thank you so much. That's how it looks like. A big building. So as I have actually said earlier, I'm actually going out today. This is a voice recording, hopefully to complement, actually to integrate with a template I produced when I was in the bus. I found it really difficult to talk to the bus because I was leaving from the bus and I entered from a street called Longbridge Road in East London, going to Barking, then from Barking to East Arm, from East Arm to Canning Town. I was going to Canning Town earlier today. to attend a meeting with a group and organization which we started over 30 years ago. It is called Luo Cultural Group. And this organization has been helping us in the UK to bring young people together, also to bring adults and elderly. We've done so many different things, but in the decades it hasn't been actually easy on funding, on actually structuring the organization, trying to structure it the same within law, within governance, and also administration, and apparently, all the other policies we needed to try and build the organization. It is work in progress. It remains small. I mean, it is testimony how some organization can really stay, last for decades and remain small. Remember when I was talking about the cost of living crisis, I tried to illustrate systems, policy, politics, and also how society operates. In apparently this organization, local group, falls within that discussion. They also can relate to the cost of living crisis, which actually affects small and medium businesses. This is what actually, and it is actually voluntary organization. It is a third sectoral system. Such as I have actually tried to explain in the process of actually discussing the cost of living crisis. Remember, when I talk about the cost of living crisis, I also argue that the cost of living crisis provides an opportunity for every individual, group, and family, friends, and also the government, the state, necessarily. The state having to produce a process of management, of actually allocating resources, of lawyering. Parliament always create laws in this country, in the United Kingdom, and this actually is a system which is global. And Britain as a country has really played a pivotal role in creating a modern system of government, including of military security generally, and also of things like education, employment, such is found in industry, factories, service sector, manufacturing. All these are facets, all these situations to do with progress, development, have actually been the main work of every government. The United Kingdom government is no different. But what is of interest in terms of governance is that in the UK we do things within the economic framework of capitalism, which actually promote the market system, which is actually conceptualized in politics and all the other elements of social construction associated with freedom. The principle of freedom, the value that we are individuals, and we are free, we are born free, we live free, which is a good idea. Until there are certain realities to do with how wealth are actually allocated in the country, if allocation is the right one. But I have always said that the major problem is with the cost of living actually revealing the cost of living apparently providing evidence of inequality, social inequality, where the rich have got richer, the poor have got richer. The poor have got poorer, which is actually a problem to do with capitalism. We fail to distribute wealth, which it should, because of injustice, because of justice, because of social justice, equitability, and equality, you name it. If you live in a country and you live in a country and you live peacefully, then the idea of class may or may not arise, but if it does, then it does arise in certain specific ways in terms of individuals doing, being talented in one way or the other. I mean, if you are actually a leader, if you are a hunter, if you are good at gathering, if you are good at building, if you are good at building, these are examples of individual attributes, certain traits which are actually enriching of humanity as we live as family and communities and societies. But somewhere along the line, we entered a status of existing in complete violence, and violence has been actually a driver of society, where there is a latency or in desiring to produce rule by the few over the many. And now, what would have been actually an excellence of a system such as capitalism to produce wealth in a country like Britain, now because of violence and cultural failure, we have actually reduced our livelihood and our lives to a situation where we have weaponized wealth. We now use wealth as a tool of oppression, as a tool of also destroying our fellow humans and also destroying the environment. And we have done so many terrible things. But in the face of this, the human element of resilience, our valuing humanity, our instinct to be human, have still persisted, and this to me is a sign of hope in a world where we are losing hope constantly, where the wars are on the increase, the war in Iraq, Ukraine, in many parts of the world, including in Africa, but also in Asia. And we have always fought serious and really dangerous wars, and there is no, war of today are actually moving from what used to be physical, what used to be visible, what used to be really something we can touch, something we can handle, to something now more, less visible, more technocratic, more, technology driven. We are now using artificial intelligence, robotics, nanotechnology, 3D printing. These are actually very interesting area of engineering, of technology, of our work as humans, developing science and also using this science to do research and also developing techniques. We live in an extremely exciting age, and there is beauty, there is ugliness. If you see the bus extremely beautiful, very, I would say very comfortable. It's just work in progress. But we have come such a long way, even within the public transportation, buses, trains, and taxis, cars, our roads,
it doesn't matter.
our schools, the buildings, the landscaping, the environment. We are a world, full of evidence of human excellence. But also at the same time, as we are living in the world of near perfection, we also produce some of the most some of the ugliest, infrastructures. We could call it architecture, if you like. We build some of those dangerous weapons of mass destruction, and we are now going, micro, maybe nuclear, call it whatever you want to call it. We are now potentially going to use nanotechnology as means of producing some of the most dangerous bombs. We don't see it because nanotechnology means it's hyper, extremely small. And so small that you probably won't even be able to see. And this is some of the situations we are facing. And these are some of the issues I'll be talking about. And I made this promise that even though I might be going out in the park, in the pub, in in shop, in airports, wherever, and with our friends. Last week I went out with a friend with whom he was driving, and I was taking a photograph, a video rather. I would say what is yesterday? It was actually not yesterday. Yesterday I went to a different program. Today I also went to a different program. I think the week before, the weekend before that, we went out with my friend. This is the third time now on this program. I've gone out of my building to do video outside, which is really exciting. Today I was more confident, talking more freely on the street. I was so surprised at myself because I couldn't actually imagine at the start that I would be able to actually talk on the street, and when people are actually around, when people are passing by. But the more you begin to do something, the more you begin to say speak on the camera to the camera while actually walking on the pavement, around the road, on the street, and people actually passing by. Some people pay attention, others just mind their own business. This is England, this is Britain, this is London. People actually mind their own business more than other people actually mind the businesses of other people. Today, a lady actually almost attacked me. She attacked me in terms of her attitude, and actually confronting me to say, to kind of like, challenge me why I was taking, videos in the bus. And she said to me, she was a black woman. She spoke with an English accent. But she's probably born in England, probably born in Britain, or she came as a young person. I didn't really talk to her that much because I didn't want to create a scene, a show. But it reminds me of the element of security, or lack thereof. If you are actually a content creator, you are a YouTuber on the street, especially in rough places. In London, our areas, especially East London, East End, places like Paddington is one of those inner city areas which are actually very rough. I mean, they thought because the way the woman confronted me, she actually interrogated me and saying, why are you taking these videos? Are you taking it for what purpose? Is it for your personal use or for social media? I say for both. You shouldn't put these videos on social media because you are actually putting lives at risk. I said, you probably have a point, probably you don't. I didn't really say that, but I probably should have said that. I can't remember exactly what I said. I defended myself saying, no, I'm not really taking life to people. I'm not taking people for them to be identified. Because, our rule, I could have explained that, but I didn't want to engage with her. But on reflection, I could have probably invited her. She wanted to speak to the camera. She wanted to speak to my channel so that she can hear our view. Because the reason I'm actually doing YouTube is so that now is to promote freedom of speech. I should have, looking back now, next time somebody confronts me, why are you taking social media? Why are you taking video for social media? Why are you putting life at risk? Because there are actually conspiracies against social media. Or maybe based on some facts where people are being killed on social media. But I think there's a state orchestrated, maybe people, when I say state, I mean the ruling class. People who are actually rulers, who want status quo, who want to maintain status quo, who now see that social media is actually allowing freedom of speech to ordinary people who are supposed to be ruled over, who should not be part of the ruling class. I don't really desire ruling over anyone because I know it's offense. I'm aware of that. So my using YouTube is actually to kind of like engage people with issues which matters in life for living Christ. This woman was not a rich person. She was traveling in the past, and you could see that she's not really. Maybe she is rich. You can't judge the book from the cover because so many rich people actually travel on the bus. But if you put 2 by 2, you say, this is a generally poor area, because in London, in the UK, generally, also in England, London, England, the United Kingdom, there are areas where only rich people live, and there are people there is that quiet segregation. There is quiet segregation based on class, where poor people or black people or foreigners tend to be concentrated in segregated, done in a very subtle, in a very quiet way, but people tend to know about it. East London are generally area traditionally when this country was being developed, or created to be developed into modern state. In the United Kingdom, in London especially, the poor people were actually located in the east end of London, East London. So up to today, even in terms of infrastructure, East London is actually poor in terms of segregated settlement. And this lady being around Canning Town, around East London, she didn't look really like somebody. She looked almost like somebody who is an alcoholic. More likely, maybe she was on drugs, maybe she's a street woman, maybe she wanted attention or from any of the people. So she just, chose an occasion to confront me. And I said to her, no, people are not being put at risk because I'm not taking people to identify them. Even if they are seen on my images, they are not really identified. So, in terms of identity corrupting, I think this material is concerned. But I didn't exactly say in the same way what I was trying to explain to her. I didn't talk very much, but she went back and sat down. But afterwards, I began to consider this could have been somebody else, could have been somebody who would have assaulted me just for political reasons. Some people are so insane. Somebody could even shoot me because in their head they think social media is the enemy of the people. I mean, a lot of extremism now. It doesn't help with the government, with the media, assaulting the social media. Blaming social media for all the problems involving children, involving, even adults dying because of, people committing suicide because they're bullied on social media. And the government is trying to put restrictive laws. I find that to be really bizarre. But I expect that because at some point I know government is going to shut down social media because social media is empowering ordinary people who are not supposed to be in power. I talked about using power to rule over people. This is cultural failure. If we were not culturally bankrupt, we would be promoting now, the government would be promoting things.
Canning Town.
But it cannot because of our cultural failure.
Part of the city of London, that is the station.
Really,
This is also the station.
If they don't really do something, the social media is going to give a lot of power to so many ordinary people. And probably we will have negative consequences. Because although ruling over people is bad, is at least all we have now maintain some semblance of stability. But in the end, something that will have to do in the fullness of time. That is why now government should now, with the ordinary individual and friends, they should now begin to teach themselves the value of society, the value of humanity, respecting one another, and beginning to get away from the tension producing violence. One which is peaceful. Thank you for your support, and I think this actually should fill in the gap where I was not talking, I was actually taking empty photographs and on a video, and I hope it helps and you become the Lord. Subscribe to this channel and let me know what you are thinking. I appreciate you so much. Share with family and friends and continue watching. Bye bye. So as I have actually said earlier, I'm actually going out today. This is a voice recording, hopefully to complement, to integrate with the template I produced.
Continuing to
When
watch.
I was in the bus.
I've just
In the
arrived
bus, I could not. I
at
found
my
it
destination
difficult
in
to
Canning
the bus,
Town,
because I was leaving from the bus and I
where
entered
we will
from
be
the
having the event.
from a street called Longbridge Road in East London, going to Barking, then from Barking to East Arm, from East Arm to Canning Town. I was going to Canning Town earlier today to attend a meeting with a group, an organization, which we started over 30 years ago. It is called Luo Cultural Group. And this organization has been helping us in the UK to bring young people together. Also to bring adults and elderly. We've done so many different things, but in the decades, it hasn't been actually easy on funding, on actually structuring the organization. Trying to structure the same within law, within governance, and also administration, and apparently, all the other policies. We needed to try and build the organization. It is work in progress. It remains small. I mean, it is testimony how some organization can really stay, last for decades and remain small. Remember when I was talking about
Continuing to watch.
cost of living crisis, I tried
I've just
to
arrived
illustrate a system,
at my destination
policy,
in Canning Town,
politics, and also how society
where we will be
operates
having the event.
in parent. So as you can see, thank you so much for watching my video today. Today we went out to support an organization, a local organization we created many years ago. We were having an annual general meeting, AGM, and if you know what an AGM is, and the organization is called Luo Cultural Group. A lot of people who live in the United Kingdom, especially in London, among the diaspora community, know what Luo Cultural Group is. My brand community started created in the United Kingdom, and also shared opinions and ideas, and also other social events, like even get together. I met so many people I haven't met before, and similar to what we did yesterday in the community. With the event we went today, part of our community, regular community events. So this is the beginning of my getting out of the house in this beginning process and doing other stuff outside of the street. I hope you are going to enjoy the rest of the video, and the rest of the video having been taken lightly. I just came back home now. It's so cold. It's winter. It was raining. I survived it. I got a lift from a few friends to train station, and I took a bus coming home. I didn't take much video in the bus because it was chaotic. It was raining. I couldn't see outside because there was no point taking so much videos. Whatever little I took, if any, I will share. Coming back, I need to say, going to the event, actually took quite a few, which I'm going to put together, and hopefully you will enjoy it, and comment below and give me a feedback, and thank you for setting individual who are particularly taking interest in supporting me, and also treating me nice. Also, there are people who may do one thing or another, but that's okay. This is actually social media. People have different views. Now we are a growing channel, and that is okay, because sometimes these things take time, and sometimes they wait long. But patience pays, and also the feedback from some people are today, they are extraordinary, and you will be surprised how much encouragement if you are positive on social media, especially YouTube, support positivity, what we call positive mind. And that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm so grateful sometimes, it's not easy to get out of the house during winter. Saturday, the weekend, still knowing, there's your time. You have to have time for yourself. But again, having gone out and taken this photograph, I believe they're going to do the look nice. Far nicer. Because there's variety out there. You'll be so amazed how beautiful nature is. Even in a built up area like London, like East London, especially in London, almost everywhere you see is built. But still, the designers, the planners have really planted a lot of greeneries around London. There are parks, there are gardens, there are actually, natural ground with nature, grass, trees, plants, flowers, and like you see, probably let's just take because this is a topic, you have still gone through it or watched it far. Comment below and subscribe to my channel. Support it, share it from your friends, also maybe people you don't know. Like, enjoy it. And going forward, I'm going to be doing more of these type of videos, but also chipping in actually make commentary like a video and make commentary in relation to the living functions. And if it's sometimes well when you're going back, say, or hospital, grocery, or supermarket, because we'll talk about privatization, the economy, we'll talk about access to utilities, access to resources, the issue of equality, inequality, poverty, and looking at policy generally, politics going with it, and at society generally, culture, development. I will be talking about this thing right now. Because they see the meeting we were attending was actually private. I would say private, a public meeting, but it's confidential. Or our places, I don't care meeting. If I had planned probably to do a video, put it on YouTube, which I probably wouldn't, because I would be needing to really edit it as much as possible. And editing now is a better problem to me. I'm beginning now process of putting material together, still editing is an issue. So the copywriting is a problem, and also other restrictions from the YouTube because of the small channel. And that's okay. I'm so delighted that we've got now. The energy is quite positive. The vibes are so absolutely, the feedback for feeling. And I'm glad you guys came and supported me with this video and watching up to now. And so much for our community. We are so grateful. And like I said, keep supporting this and subscribing and sharing with family and friends. And being an ambassador is really special. But it means speak to your family and friends about my video. More likely or not, they're going to. Okay, let's also take this viewed, watch it, and especially if you are in Europe, I'll be actually especially young people, because social media mainly is young people's space. So I'm going out the way I'm going now. Respectively, I will strive to link up with young people, see if they can be ambassadors. And if some of them want to open their YouTube channel, what I realize after people are so cautious, because it's so exposing to become a YouTuber. You are actually telling the whole world who you are and what you talk about. But we've come a long way, and we're going forward. Thank you so much.